Roll dice, be nice, and stay tuned. This is the Live to Die podcast.
We open in a castle. The camera winds its way through the hallways, eerily quiet. We see Letitia walking into effectively a kitchen, preparing a soup. The camera winds up a long stairwell up to a bedroom. The door opens, and there's this what clearly a formerly military man laying in a bed, blankets up to his neck, shivering, coughing. And he opens his eyes, white hair, sweat all around his brow. As he searches the room, he looks at the curtains and he blinks as he thinks he sees the words fail. He shakes his head and coughs and looks to the bed and believes he sees the words, "What have you done?" He coughs again and shakes his head and no. He looks at the teapot beside his bed and then he thinks he sees the words, "It's over." No. And then he can sense a presence. There's a figure there, but he can't, it's too much for him to understand. He can't quite perceive it. No, I.
And then he starts breakdancing.
You know we had a deal. It's not. I can explain. We had a deal. The child is dead. You have failed. Do you even know what you've done? It's not my fault. The child left. He left. I was trying to protect him. This deal kept you alive for longer than it should have. And so now your family is going to have to bear this burden. No, it's not their fault. Please. Please. Yes, I feel the death approaching again. Where is the weapon? I don't know. Please, the child took it. The child took it.
And with that, I think we'll move over to like our opening banter, probably.
Can we just talk about how fucking crazy that was as a banter?
Actually, that is exactly what I wanted. I feel like this is sort of the right time to ask what do you think's, like, how are your characters feeling? Like, where are they at with this? And if you as players want to kind of chime in, how is this big plot moment for you?
This is amazing. First of all, like storytelling, gameplay.
For sure.
Not something we ever would have thought would happen because we had all these badass PCs sitting back there.
And in some way, it feels early still for like something like this too.
Yeah, it does feel a little bit early.
Like we're just like getting started, you know what I mean?
But as far as what's like inside people's heads, Nikolai, a couple episodes ago, I had asked you between episodes, like, what if we want to play our backup?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or what if we want to play one of our other ones? Nikolai, I think, is like, I'm never leaving again. In this moment, I'm never leaving again.
Yeah.
And because he left and we had been getting shit on by people like, oh, you're always gone. And we left again, and now the fucking town is in ruin.
Yeah.
And Nikolai kind of feels guilty.
Sure.
it's this interesting balance for Lucky of like, I don't think that he's mourning necessarily. I think that he is angry though. And I think he's angry at the damage. I think he's angry. Obviously, he's invested in these people, even if he's not affectionate towards them necessarily.
Yeah, they pay rent.
right.
Wow.
He's the evil character.
But I think that he is invested in Nikolai and Ari and Arthur specifically. And you know, Jonas is still new, but we're traveling together now. But just to see the impact on the people around him is maybe a little bit sobering to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he's suffered loss personally, but not in like a scale like this.
Yeah.
You know, he's not from a war-torn area, anything like that. But so I think it's a bit of, I think mostly just anger that it was probably something that could have been avoided had we been around, or at least that's his feel.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of now he feels a bit like a man on a mission to figure out what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Arthur immediately feels responsible. Like, his role is to protect this city.
Yeah.
And he failed in it. It may have been because they were off trying to deal with another threat, but he's like, well, I didn't set up the patrols right. I didn't prepare people well enough. I didn't ensure that we had defenses on the outer perimeter to protect the farms. This is all he's thinking about. It's like, well, this is on me. I failed.
Okay.
I did this.
I think Jonas is actually, just to touch on what Lucky is mentioning, Jonas is probably feeling a little bit of that disconnection.
Yeah.
And all of this is still probably feeling the most home that he's had in his you know, relatively long life. It's still feeling like he's at that space where he has the opportunity to step a foot back out.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe he subconsciously had a foot out, a foot in, and didn't even notice it. And now that this has happened, he's like, oh man, I can bail or I can stay. And this is like maybe one of his last, because he's not a young half-elven guy. You know, he's getting up there. So it's just like that interesting is like, oh man, like, but I mean, I think he wants to stay, he definitely wants to dig in deeper, but he's realizing that if he's going to make the connection, like he's going to have to deal with these kind of things and kind of accept his role in them.
Yeah.
Good and bad.
Oh yeah, or even maybe there's some doubt that like this would actually work.
100%.
You know what
100%.
I mean? Like oh, people have tried this and it's failed,
Mm-hmm.
and now it might be happening again.
Yeah.
I think there's like a shot in Nikolai's mind too, while this is all processing. He hasn't seen Mira.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't seen her body. He hasn't seen her hurt. He hasn't seen her walking around.
Yeah.
He doesn't know where she is.
Yeah.
But he can't go find her because Letitia's dying.
Mm-hmm.
This sucks.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was just saying this sucks in general. This sucks.
But hopefully it's also fun.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
Story's
I
fun.
like it.
The mechanics. Yeah.
It's a cool story moment. You want to keep playing?
Yeah. I mean,
I need to roll this 20?
Oh,
Yeah, it is time for a medicine check.
Arthur is watching
Oh.
you, by the way.
okay.
He was standing in the doorway looking the other way, but he's turned around and is just kind of watching you try to heal his mother.
You can probably tell that Nikolai is uncomfortable. He knows this is like a big task that he has to undertake. He doesn't feel confident in himself, but he's channeling every bit of divinity that he can muster
Sure.
into this.
It's about family. Any patches left?
I have
But
one.
you said no patch.
No, you said no patches.
That's right, I did.
James.
Can I get a patch for that?
You know what? That was good listening, Ryan.
Oh man.
Not good.
Oh, we're not doing this yet.
Oh,
Calm
that is-
down. There's music to be said. This is a moment.
Okay.
that's good. That was a practice roll and it wasn't great.
Got it out of the way.
You know what? Let's just let's open it with classic dramatics. All right. So talk to me about what. So I said like collapsed lung, missing an arm, whole part of like the rib
Chunk
cage
is
there
taken
probably
out.
caved in as well. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
But I'm guessing bleeding out of the ears and shit. Like it's bad.
So let's figure out what this is. So I know what level creature this is. I think I might want to base the DC off of the thing that caused it. me just go ahead and scroll down to the end of this whole next thing I prepped up here.
The fuck? And then they call it the Beast of Shattershield.
The Beast of Shattershield.
Dick.
Man, that's gonna be a pretty good DC. Oof. Yeah. Okay. What's your bonus? Just out of curiosity.
13.
Yeah.
Not low.
No, it's not. Okay. I've got the DC set.
That's Nikolai breathing.
Oh yeah.
Jonas is outside the window with his
Let me-
eyes just above looking in. Like
Let me
this.
look at something real quick.
Look at what?
That's rolled.
Because I think your mom died.
Hang on. I need to look at her deity to remind myself.
Oh yeah.
Jonas isn't a deity yet. I'm not going to be on the list.
Just give it time. You're gonna reach back over to like Exemplar or whatever
Mhm.
from War of the
Okay, go
Immortals,
ahead.
right?
Oh, he rolled it.
I know. I didn't see what it was. Okay.
A 3.
Okay.
16 total.
It's a critical failure.
Oh.
His hands are just shaking.
So are his. So are Nikolai's.
No, that's what I mean.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that Your hands are just shaking.
Yeah, and it's like trying to put. I mean, we're bags of liquid. It's trying
Mhm.
to put liquid back together, and it's like not working.
And I think you genuinely do everything in your power. And I really want to make it clear that I think that role isn't a representation of Nikolai's ability. I think sometimes we
This is a
too
fate.
equally.
I think it is.
I think sometimes we conflate like a low roll with a like, well, my best fighter in the world tripped and now we fell. Like, there's just like,
Yeah.
anyone who does something consistently knows that even
Yeah.
the bests sometimes
Mhm.
you can't make it work.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what this is. So like, I don't want a 3 to be like, oh man, Nikolai beefed it. Like, you did great.
But
You
I
did
also
everything
think
you
that
could.
like there's a point where she's dying and he's not fixing it, and he like gets up on the table and he's like doing
She,
chest compressions.
as I think she can tell that
Okay.
things aren't going well, and she puts a hand on your arm, and
The one hand she has left.
yeah,
Mm.
and just sort of
That was fucked up.
sort of like rests it there and looks you in the eye, and is like,
Nikolai kind of kneels and starts to weep.
And I think she passes. I think Nikolai makes it as comfortable relatively as possible, but it's the hard way to go.
I'm so sad.
and Arthur just kind of walks out of the room.
And I think that's kind of when the camera pans out and you see them, maybe it's like 10, 15, 20 minutes later, bringing the 18th body out. Letitia's being that. And I think like if this was a TV show, that would be the opening credits. Like that's when the title card would then hit. You'd have that, you'd have a cold open of like the flashback. You'd have this scene failing and then a pan out. Because it'd start on just the 17 joined by the 18th of Letitia's body. And the camera pans out and you just see Shattershield. Some like houses destroyed, the destruction in town, and that's when you boom die on the throne, you know.
So after title card, then
Yeah.
a shovel just enters Earth, and
Yeah.
Arthur's just digging.
You can hear it crunch in, crunch. It's moving the dirt
I
over.
think it even pans out, and he's on like number 15.
Oh wow, he's like digging so many of them himself.
Where's Ekandayo?
He's helping. He got pretty fucked up. He's got like a broken leg. Like one of his hands is just like smashed. Fixable by magic, but he's in a bad way. He's still like out of bed though. Like he's trying to follow it, to try to see where it's going. You all now have a new quest as well.
Is it fucking kill that owlbear?
It is hunting the beast
Yeah.
of Shattershield. Source, residents of the PC's kingdom. Completion, the PC's slay or otherwise defeat the enormous owlbear.
Well, that was sad and defeating.
What's next for all of you?
And
Let me-
why do you only kill trans characters?
That's a great question.
I feel like this was.
That was a fucking great story, by the way.
Yeah,
Like,
it was really
Yeah.
awesome.
the Trent year end and James year end of the town and how you guys made it come together. That show was dope. I like almost am like so that was dope. I don't want to finish playing this session, but Nikolai is going to look for Mira.
Yeah. So you kind of go off in town doing it. Let's kind of do like the way I like to run. Almost like it's a much tenser.
Yep.
It's a much heavier downtime sequence. But I always like to do downtimes by sort of asking for intent and then kind of figuring it out. I'm gonna go counterclockwise. Pitch it over to you, Ryan.
I'm helping Ekandayu. I'm very interested to find out where this went.
Okay.
Where to go.
We've
how
already
can-
sort of Arthur's just he's digging the graves himself.
Yeah. He's just sort of stone-faced, digging graves. And I think on a tree back behind him, there's a crow that just keeps... And he's just one shovelful after another.
All right. And what about Lucky?
Oh man, can you come back to me?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna switch us to a
He's
slightly
crying right now.
Yeah, like he's at the bar
gentler
thinking
space.
about how he's going to make up
You're
for
mourning
that
the
money.
people. I'm mourning the building.
Like I said, I think that sometimes people too easily, too quickly shoehorn what playing an evil character. You've talked about like maybe Lucky isn't, because you like to play anti-heroes sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think this one's great because like legitimately Lucky is someone who's kind of like fills the definition, like kind of self-serving, doesn't have quite as much empathy. But like you're still very much a party member. And it's been very fun for me to watch. Some of my favorite characters that are like party members are people that play evil characters well because they're not assholes. They're just very differently motivated. And it takes so much work as a player to figure out like how do you create a character that can be a good party member and tell a very different type of internal character story.
Yeah.
Like I always think about this with the wizard that we had in our Age of Ashes game. That like we talked about before, it doesn't matter. So let's kind of go back. I'm going to go backwise. So I think we're going to just return that back around clockwise. So I think Arthur, you've already dug maybe, I'm going to say you've gotten like half of them when you hear shunk, and you look over. And I think it's Ari who doesn't say a thing, but is out there with the shovel with you. Doesn't make eye contact, doesn't acknowledge it, and is just doing that work with you. And for me, that's sort of like tying back around like the last few days of like your kind of connection, that like sort of that friend connection the two of you have had of like training together.
Yeah.
And I think she doesn't want you to feel alone. And I mean, so close to the Stag Lord's place where you had that moment of like her seeing in you the way Biff saw Arthur.
Right.
And I think now being a part of burying two members of your family, I think it's probably not the easiest thing for her.
Have you buried your mother yet? Like, have you gotten to that point? Did you saving her for last?
I think he's just digging all the graves at the same time.
Yeah, it's getting the holes in ground.
I
Yeah.
think, though, when your mother's turn to go in the ground comes up, or her turn to dig her hole comes up, that you also see Holman and Barnabas.
Yeah.
Oscar comes up, and like all these people that she's...
Alistair.
All these people she's touched. Now there's like 6 people digging her hole.
Yeah, I think it's like an odd thing. Like I think it would be easy to like shoehorn her into a very cold sort of character, but I think there's a lot of people that got to know her that see her very differently. We're gonna save you, Ryan, because you've got a very plot driving moment. Nikolai, I think it takes you some time and probably just long enough where you're starting to feel like, is it appropriate for you to be away for this long?
Mm-hmm.
You find her in one of the houses like that were destroyed. She's picking through pieces, helping. Remember the midwife, the dwarf?
Mm-hmm.
She's helping her. Like there are groups of several that are. Maybe they're just like very functional in a mentally shocked state. Maybe they are just better at processing this. But the two of them are part of a group of few that are kind of going around and helping. Already starting to clear stuff out, get goods out, kind of collect raw materials as much as they can.
When Nikolai gets within eye shot, she notices him too,
Yeah.
and they run at each other and embrace and kiss.
And it's
That's
like
it.
it's a small moment.
Yeah.
Like, difficult, but very human and a small relief even in the kind of backed up of everything sad. I'm also gonna say, Lucky, you're keeping your eyes out. You haven't yet found signs of Grigori, but not in a suspicious way.
That's actually what I'm.
Dude,
my
I'm
consideration was
I have
actually
Grigori thoughts in my mind, like
Grigori
100%.
is who Lucky is looking for.
You find
specifically.
Nice.
half of his body.
You don't find any. You don't find him at first. A
Let
little
me
bit
say,
of looking.
I'll just say why, because I
Yeah.
remembered a ledger of some sort
Weird
of
animals.
weird animals, and I don't remember if that was with him or not.
You found that. Oh, man.
We found that list with the werewolf guy.
Yes, and
And
so that's
he had like a ring of like exotic animals.
patches
Yeah.
to both of
Oh,
you.
thanks.
Yes, he'd found.
This one did me well earlier.
It was notes of delivering it to someone named Eric, I believe, with two, because we joked fantasy Eric because it has two Ks.
Yeah.
So you don't find Grigori, but you do, after some searching, find. Well, what's your? I'll let you use. Oh no, you got it. Doesn't matter what you use, but tell me what skill you want to use.
I guess it depends on what I'm doing. I mean, probably thievery if I'm breaking into his house and looking for stuff, or
I think you've done that easily. The whole town's sort of a mess. In my mind, like you're trying to find information about how do people see him? Where is he? Like,
okay. So
what's your
so
investigation
probably,
method?
Society, maybe?
I'd allow society or diplomacy or perception, stealth, even if you want to.
I think probably just perception.
Yeah, okay. And so I think perception in this case is looking to be like listening into the right stories. And with a little bit of work, you actually do find some signs of him. A few people remember seeing him in the attack, like screaming and running. Nothing valorous or heroic about his attempts, like pushing other people out of the
Real
way
Baby
behind
back
him.
bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like, there's not room on the boat for both of us, sort of stuff.
Yeah.
This door is not big enough for both of us.
Yeah. So that's kind of what you're able to pick up there. But Jonas, I think you probably find Ekendayo and you're like, buddy, you gotta fucking sit down.
Mhm.
Do you have any survival?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
So you think you're not able to track the bear at first, but Ekendayo is sort of like, anyone who has training should. So large, especially while the trail is still fresh, should be doable. That kind of coughs up some blood.
Yeah, I'd probably go grab Knock Knock, to be honest. Like whomever is available.
Knock Knock's Knock Knock hasn't
Knock Knock.
woken up.
Oh, Knock Knock's still out?
Knock Knock is alive, but he's been out now for like 7 or 8 hours, and he's unconscious. They're not sure what's up at the back of his head. There's like a fracture in his head where he hit that wall.
Yeah, I'll probably go find Baron Nikolai.
Yeah.
Baron.
What?
It's time to get up and do something. I know this is... I know you're digging holes.
No, I was making out.
Yeah. Hey,
Same thing.
Storbo, what's going on? I think we need to help. Ekendayo needs help. And I don't have... He's pretty beat up. He's on the edge of town, like trying to, take a look into where this...
Nikolai's already trotting in that direction
Yeah.
as you're talking to him.
Yeah, that's...
If Arthur sees you guys
Mm-hmm.
preparing a party to go and leave,
I wouldn't leave the town without
no,
him.
well,
He
wouldn't
is-
you just... Yeah.
No, I think he notices. He looks up from grave digging and sees sort of this movement of let's go follow this thing, and he is fucking there.
And I would say that even though it's sad, there's probably never been a time that you've seen, even at the shit talk of the Stag Lord, you've never seen Nikolai this fucking mad.
And I think kind of like as you're looking over, like your shovel's kind of loosely in your hand as you're looking at them, and you feel a very small hand on yours. And you look down and you see Lindsay, and she takes the shovel from you and walks over and hops down basically into it and keeps digging.
God, this
That
is so
grave.
sad.
And he just he picks up his sword that's been nearby, and he
Mhm.
just picks it up, throws it over his shoulder, and starts walking.
Lucky, you're kind of catching all this as you're getting back into town, overhearing one more person while you're collecting notes and being like, and
Yeah.
the very brightly dressed man. What about him? Imagine there's like a camera shot of like Ekendayu's back in town hall, and he's sitting in the room with like Knock Knock. Him and Meekmek's pretty beaten up, but a little better off. And you can like hear Meekmek talking to Ekendayu. I gotta see if I can do my kobold, but also loud enough to pick up on the mic quietly. Like stage whispering as a kobold.
Yeah.
He didn't have to. He jumped in front of me. When Ekendayu's like, I know. I saw it too. And that kind of cuts away, and the two of them are just like in there with him. There's small little vignettes like this everywhere of like people coming together. And I think if however sad it might be, like for us as viewers, like what I'm trying to impart, and I'd rather show than tell, but I'm a GM, so sometimes I'm just going to tell, is I think there are all these little small moments of community, and it might be really sad. And I think what you're seeing is how much like the influence of the group here and what you've all done have brought a lot of people together. What's the fucking fisherman's name? You just said it last time. Arvin, like you see him like even now he's getting a cooking fire going, and him and a few others are sort of in the same tradition that you started, Nikolai. They're cooking for those who are around. And already the whole kind of town is doing that and working together. And the four of you are kind of marching off. It's only like mid-afternoon. That's probably late. It's early evening by this, but like moon's out. It's a cold night, clear sky. Not hard to see between your lights and the moon.
It's like the beginning of Regulate by Warren G. It was a clear black night.
Oh. All right. It's not going to be hard for you to follow this,
Okay.
Nikolai. Ekendayu kind of gave Jonas the basic points you'd need in order to kind of get it started, where to look. You want to give me a tracking check with survival?
Yeah.
I imagine a couple of people in town. I'm trying to think who's kind of still more with it, who isn't beat up. I think somebody who probably survived slightly better. Jubilost has, I think it's probably the exact same black eye that he had when you met him when they got ambushed by the different, like when you were helping pull his wagon out of the river. Jubilost is like pretty beaten up, but took care of himself. And then I think you maybe even see, what was his name or her name? Valerie. She's like beaten up, but she's been through stuff like this before. And they kind of catch you, the four of you, as you're heading out of town. And they hand you like a pack, some supplies, provisions, water. And Jubilos, like through like a pretty busted lip, just looks up at you and says, "I see what I can do this. Good hunting."
Nikolai just nods.
And she looks to you, Arthur, like as another, because she, I think, has some, I don't think she's of a knightly order, but has some similar stuff. Doesn't say anything, but remembers your brother, just nods and looks back at the city and like just turns away, doesn't say another word.
Yeah.
What was that track check, Nikolai?
20 total.
Critical success. It's not hard to follow.
Badass.
You willing to start walking a little bit into the night?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's not hard to follow. This creature has left a swath of felled trees, trampled brush. I mean, whole parts of the earth are just churned up. The concerning thing here is that it's going south. It's going towards the area that you would know sort of regionally are called the Kama Lands. Briefly through the Kama Lands, which is where you fought like the Shambling Mound.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, you were following it and it kind of starts going that way, but it's going further south. It's going into the Selen Hills. Which,
That's where
Yeah, that's where
Selen Hills is where
that's where that skull was on the map.
Is
In the troll cave.
Yeah.
Oh, was it for reals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was. As a matter of fact,
Do you think this is what the skull means?
Yeah, probably.
Maybe.
Probably so, yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give you this one because I kind of want to not draw this out. And I feel like it's not the right tone for this. Where the fuck is this? I did so much work. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay. You follow it south. If you're on horseback, it's not bad. I'm going to say it'll take you it's 2 days travel.
Okay.
You follow this. And sure enough, lucky, like you don't have it with you. But it does take you directly. Let me go ahead and take care of this. Okay, yeah, and so I think I was saying it does in fact lead down to that point. So you get to this area and eventually you find yourself near like a rocky tor, which I had to look up, but that's a hill or like a rocky peak. And it's just on the southern side of the Little Selen River. The four of you together are able to cross. It's getting a little lower this time of year. I think we're close to like November-ish. So you're able to cross it, but it is going to be like a little difficult. No checks there. It just takes that time. You make it down riding hard, being very, probably cutting it a little close on some of the rests and things like that. But you make it down and you see this sort of like rocky rise on the south side of the river overlooking it. How do you kind of want to approach? What do you want to do here? Given that you've declared your intent to track and follow, you have now, this is the destination. You can try to follow tracks directly to it. You can scout the area, but at this point I'm trying to give you some room to engage however you will.
We're going to need to
Do
find
you want to track it, or do you want to set up and bring it to us?
Arthur's just silent.
I
He's
think-
just allowing the pros to do their stuff.
Okay,
I mean, I think we got to draw it out to somewhere
bring it to us.
advantageous for us.
Jonas?
I mean, yeah, we can try to draw it out. But how? Like, did we bring horses, or we just walk in, or...
We are on horses.
Yeah. What are we going to draw it out with?
Do you have a hunting lore or nature
Yeah.
or anything? Hunting lore specifically, right?
Yes.
What's that bonus?
8.
Okay. You are wondering what the timeline for that working might look like.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this creature got beat up. The beast of Shattershield is where it got beat up a little bit.
So it might be hurt and hiding.
Could be
Mhm.
hurt and hiding. It's also probably a regional like predator.
Mhm.
And if it's hurt, yeah, it probably is going to it's going to stay in until it can do better. It's not going to want to
Okay.
come out,
Let's go
lick its
after it.
wounds.
Okay.
So talk to me about, kind of just start asking questions. Let me build the world in front of you as your interest drives
so
you.
I'm looking around for... Well, I'm looking around for its tracks, but I've
Sure.
also heard that it got beat up. So how much blood? Is there blood?
I mean, you've probably found bits and traces while you're tracking it. It's been 2 days, and like it causes such destruction. It's not like, oh look, blood on the
Right.
undisturbed ground. But like you heard from the
But I
tales,
meant like blood on the leaves as it crushes by, or maybe a smear on a tree.
some here and there.
Okay.
You think that that's probably a factor,
But it doesn't look like it's bleeding profusely.
No, it's not like going to die on its own.
Okay.
But you do think it is more injured now than it would be a week from now.
Okay. I'll relay it. It's hurt, so we might be able to catch it weak.
We should go.
But an injured animal is very dangerous. I just want you all to know that.
And I kind of side-eye at Arthur and I said, we're very dangerous too.
Arthur just is like on his horse, just like staring forward, waiting for whatever you guys say we do next.
Nikolai spurs his horse, takes off after the tracks.
All right. Yeah. Give me one more check. Tracking check. Survival
Survival?
check to track. Yeah.
Can I aid?
Yeah. Sure. Survival. You trained in it?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Just trained, or are you expert?
Trained.
Okay. Terrible math.
Yeah. 28.
Yeah. Okay, that's a crit. So you get +2 on your bonus, Nikolai.
20.
You're able to follow it pretty clearly. You can see how it actually leads to an area that you think would probably be usually pretty difficult to find.
Okay.
However, a lot of the vegetation, it looks like there's normally a lot of vegetation before this sort of growth area, but it's been just utterly destroyed by the creature coming back and trying to get in like so bluntly.
Okay.
Couple of notes here. Moving forward, unless I note otherwise, most of the tunnels are about 10 feet tall.
Okay.
Unless noted otherwise, obviously the caves are going to be pitch black and dark. So this first place you come to, you can see this cave entrance. It's 15 feet across, 10 feet high. It's pretty big. Creature would have had to like squeeze
That's
in
what I was
a
going
little
to
bit.
say. Like mechanically, this seems tight.
It's
it.
a 15 by 15.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, the heights, it'll have to go down on all
Yeah,
fours
yeah.
for sure. But what you see here is a dark and gaping hole. Like it's just yawning out of the side of this large rocky hillock that I talked about. Already, and like this is why it's so easy to find, the earth in front of the cave has been just trampled flat. Shattered trees and stumps. You can see like where these claws have just taken wood out of them in this area. And there's tufts of like dark fur snagged on branches. And at this point, especially closer to it where a lot of this vegetation's been ripped up, you can see just huge, literally, feathers littering the ground around the entrance to this cave. And you can, like I said, if it was undisturbed, it might be kind of hard to find. Right now, basically impossible to miss.
So Nikolai will ride a horse kind of up to that area. Maybe he'll probably get within 30 feet of the cave mouth, maybe 50 feet, and he looks at Arthur and nods and then gets off his horse and knocks an arrow and starts walking forward.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, Arthur, I think, jumps off his horse, has his blade dragging along the ground behind him.
Hell yeah.
And he walks right past
Is
Nikolai.
it flaming?
And as he's walking through, reaches the entrance of the cave and just fucking lights it up.
Hell yeah.
And he's just walking forward.
And as the flame light kind of goes in, it's this sort of cave entrance that we talked about. It really only goes, I mean, it's not much. It's like, it's still impressive. It's 25 feet deep sort of before it starts to open up. And it's going to open up into a room that's roughly oval. And it's like 40, 50, almost 60 feet north to south. Half again that, so almost 100 feet east to west. And it's this like huge, filthy cavern. It's disgusting. There's carrion and offal everywhere. All sorts of mold and fungus growing on the floors and walls. Some of these mushrooms are as big as a person that have grown from the death and decay in here. Countless insects are scuttling around, and you're not even paying attention as they just crunch under your feet. You can see them feeding on mounds of waste in here. From this room, though, you can see there's a total of 4 pathways. The one you came in, which is from the west. Then you see a tunnel to the north, or like a small tunnel to the north, only about 5 feet wide. Tunnel to the south, only about 5 feet wide. And then the tunnel slopes down to the east, almost like kind of large natural steps going down. And it's similarly like 15 feet across as it steps down larger to the east.
The larger entrance is that way.
Yeah, straight to the east.
Yeah, that's where we go.
He
Does
just starts going that way.
which one smells like bitch ass owlbear?
The only thing that the only one that's
Also,
big enough for it to go through.
This one is about 20. It's about 20 feet high in
Okay.
here. Pretty big cavern.
Yeah.
he just
I mean,
starts fucking
yeah.
walking.
And Jonas is going to be right on Arthur's. This is like left or right oblique, whichever one makes sense.
So you're not slowing down. You're just going straight through the room.
Yep.
All right. You.
Nikolai is not that hasty.
How much less hasty?
An action.
An action? Okay. What are you doing with that extra action?
Staying back away from his flamey sword and kind of trying to maybe stealth and percept things
Mm-hmm.
Which
as
one?
I go in.
Which one are you focusing on more?
Perception. I'm not very good stealthy.
Yeah, that's all good. What's your bonus? Oh, I got it. It's a plus 14, right?
Yeah.
Because I wrote it down. Look at me. I'm an occasionally passable GM. It happens sometimes.
You're a great GM.
Oh.
You just kill all my fucking characters.
Wow.
I feel like you
Hey.
kind of killed that one
I
too.
feel like you kind of killed her.
Okay,
Start-
maybe I messaged James and said kill Letitia.
Yeah. you did. I watched you hold your phone up to him.
Hey, I didn't kill it.
Things. Yeah,
Yeah,
Nikolai
Nikolai
did.
This
did.
Owlbear did.
No, Nikolai
I
did.
just couldn't say it.
Yeah.
Oh.
You did damage to her while you were trying to heal her.
You critically failed that check
Yeah.
and did damage.
Chest compressions can break ribs.
It's not my fault the guts were falling out as I walked up there.
Yeah.
You, Nikolai, noticed that on the north and southern side of this wall are large funguses, violet fungi specifically.
Do they look familiar?
Oh no, it's a creature. It's a monster. It's a
It's a
violet.
monster.
It's a violet fungi.
Oh.
The size of a person.
I thought you were just saying that there was a purple mushroom.
No, it's a whole creature.
I don't like that.
Well, that looks like a purple morel mushroom with tentacles coming out of it.
Sure
You
does.
also
Yep.
clock something else. You see that where Arthur's about to go through to the east, you see another different type, a human-sized purple mushroom that's a little bit different.
Arthur, wait.
It's called a shrieker.
There's a weird mushroom next to you.
You know that it has an air sac inside of it that when it's disturbed emits a piercing shriek. It can be disabled with survival. However, if a creature with or a light source approaches within 10 feet, or if it takes damage, it emits a deafening screech that both deals sonic damage and of course, lets people know.
So how close was Arthur?
About 15 feet out.
That's convenient.
He'll try
Don't move.
if you say what it is
Yeah.
and how it can be disabled, he would try and disable it.
Survival check.
Yeah.
To approach carefully
Can I
and
aid
cut
him?
the mushroom's air sac without triggering it.
Can I aid him?
Sure, roll the aid first.
Okay.
What do we got, folks?
20. No, sorry. Survival. 16.
So that's a +1.
Plus one.
Remember, DC's 15 now.
Mhm.
15.
Total?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Jared's just handing me a patch.
It was a pretty low roll.
So I got a +1.
27.
That's
Nice.
better.
You just fell short of critically succeeding.
Yeah.
But you come up and just plunge the sword in, and like you can hear it for a second, almost, and like you can see the flames rush away as the air begins to like quickly expel out as you pierce it just the right way, and it goes from like
Shut up, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
but yeah.
And do we notice more of these along the way?
No, you saw just
that one.
just this one kind of at this side. You do notice that like you're moving pretty quick, but you do notice that the violet fungi, the north and south walls, now that you've been in here longer, like you notice smarts of the fungus are starting to creep along the ground towards you. You had a really good, actually, what kind of fucking creature is this? What's the check on it? Environmental and fungus. What does this say for, oh shit, fungus is a nature check. It's on the goddamn GM screen. What's your nature bonus, Nikolai?
13. An expert.
Yeah, no problem here. Like these things are very like they're not super sentient. Intelligence -5 sort of thing. So your guess is that it's not like you'd have to fight them, but you think if you were in here any longer,
Yeah.
they will
Okay.
search for you. They will try to attack you.
All right. We'll just keep moving then.
Yeah.
Yep.
Completely.
Straight down this thing.
Wow. So you now get ready to head into this next room. And this is God, huge. 5, 10,
We're all
50,
mad,
20,
dude.
25,
Yeah,
30,
yeah.
40,
We're
45,
really
50.
Lucky's not even stealthing. He's
It's
just
like
walking.
60 feet across east to west, 60 feet across north to south.
Big
Huge,
room.
huge fucking room.
I have no memory of this place.
You step into this place. The ceiling of this huge cavern arches 30 feet into the air. A murky pool of water stands in the southern portion of the cavern, right in front of a narrow passage you can just barely make out. A little more than a crack even in the wall. A widening, sloping tunnel is stretched out behind you, and you see another large sloping tunnel to the northeast. A jumble of bones, rocks, fur, feathers all sits piled up against the eastern wall. However, the biggest thing you find here is the beast.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it
Sitting
is.
atop its sort of nest, literally licking its wounds as it looks up, sees you. That's like a fire lights in its eyes.
And a fire lights on my fucking sword.
That's right.
All right. I'm going to say, I want to hold the reveal of this pawn back as long as possible. So go ahead
Mhm.
and roll for initiative.
Yeah.
I'm not playing this
beast.
game
Oh,
anymore.
let's go. I'm rolling. I'm rolling the way I'm supposed to be rolling
Gosh,
now.
dang it.
You just need the story motivation. Right? That's what we all want. We're like, just story motivation. That's what we need.
Yep.
We need a picture of this once the big pawn gets out there.
Can I count as scouting?
Yeah, you're 100% scouting.
Okay.
There's no part of me that's like, I don't know, were you like being really careful?
Right.
This is a whole dungeon, and you just decided, fuck it.
Correct.
Yep.
All right, talk to me about
We
initiatives.
wanted it.
We're
20
just trying to hit level 6 as fast
29?
as possible.
29. Okay.
Yep.
What other people got for initiatives?
31
Oh, holy shit.
rolled a 19
Yeah.
plus your scouting.
Okay. Nikolai and Jonas.
Go ahead, Jonas.
17 with the scouting.
Okay. And Nikolai?
21.
Okay. All right. That's going to put Lucky. You're going first.
Mm-hmm.
As you all see. I mean, I guess this is a boss fight, right?
Oh yeah.
A lot of boss fights.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and grab that.
And
Feels
just
like a boss.
destroyed the town and killed my mom.
Yep.
Really did.
you see this.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Jesus.
that's a giant owl bear.
Yeah, how fucking huge is that?
It is enormous.
It's
20, 15
huge.
by 15
Yeah.
mechanical squares.
Does that mean it has 30 feet of reach?
You don't know. Could.
Cool.
Because reach isn't automatic anymore, right?
Correct. All right, Lucky, you're first.
Okay.
This is a pretty big room.
Lucky's gonna 2-action pull up his hood and go invisible.
Foomp. Hell yeah.
And then
Nice.
he's going in 25. 10, 50 foot.
You do notice its head like kind of track you a little bit as it goes like kind of sniffs, but
That's
it doesn't
okay.
seem to have a perfect read on you. Arthur.
Well, let's see. He's going to athletic rush,
Checks out
which is just a single action as part of it.
as a part of the movement. And then does it keep your movement, but the bonus of movement is just for that movement, that action's
I
movement,
think
I believe.
that's the case.
Do you want to delay and like let it come in? Oh, no, you're sorry, what am I talking about? You're playing the game how you want to play.
No, I think this just does it maybe for your turn. It doesn't really say. Oh, duration 1 round.
1 round.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okay. So he's going to go 35 feet forward.
Jason is already counting some of this out.
And I imagine mechanically, he now has both hands on the sword, and
Yeah.
he is just fucking sprinting at this thing. And
Yeah.
another 35 feet.
Getting some real Witcher vibes. To be clear, that's not how I recommend people play The Witcher. That's just how I played The Witcher.
Yeah.
And let's see.
Yeah, how close
He's,
are you? This thing is so big, I actually can't see.
15.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I'm within 15 feet.
Turning the pawn to the side so I can see.
And I think he's just going to basically scream his lungs out in an attempt to intimidate it.
Okay, now you don't share a language with it.
Yep.
So it's going to have a -4 penalty on the intimidation check.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll.
Do you have intimidating prowess?
I do not.
Yeah. Arthur's not yet built as an
That's
intimidation
a
build.
14.
Yep,
Wow.
doesn't succeed.
Yeah.
It roared. As a matter of fact, on its turn, it roars back. All right. Fuck. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, it's you charge it so much it's in a bad place to use Screeching Advance. So wow. I'm like just looking at like all the different things I can do.
And we didn't give you enough time to.
No, I was certainly
Get
not
ready for
prepped
this
for
guy.
this.
Arthur was going to be reckless and dumb too during this.
Okay, yeah,
Somebody's
it'll screech
dying
out.
in this
So
cave.
action 1, it was going to do a blood-curdling screech. Who all is within 80 feet?
See, my run was what?
70.
70?
So that's
Should be everybody.
everybody.
80 feet is literally to the line just behind. Yeah.
So those two.
So just
Yeah.
the front two? Perfect.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to need a will save from both of you as it unleashes a loud screech terrifying its prey.
Well, not using
And
that
it's as a
one.
fear effect if that matters.
If we're being technical, we're hunting it, not the other way around.
Sure. Trent, this is a fear effect, emotion, fear, mental, and auditory. If that affects, I don't know, I guess that's fighters who have anti-fear stuff. I'm never sure about champions.
Barbs have it
Yeah,
too.
I have to look at my aura real quick then.
Okay, yeah, check that aura. It'll do that and let me know because it'll affect. Because then next action will be to step forward and beak. It will need to be. It will step immediately adjacent to, all the way up.
I got a 29. Well,
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have anything that would affect that.
Success. You're frightened 1.
15.
15 critical failure.
Yep. I rolled a 2 and then a 4.
Here.
Oh, okay. Damn. Getting rid of this dice, I think, for the rest of the day. An 18.
Okay, that's better because a critical failure meant you would have been fleeing, which I would have
Yeah.
felt really bad about in
Yeah,
this
yeah.
story moment.
Yeah.
At least I could
I kinda
have buffed
figured.
you on your way by.
All right,
Yeah.
you're frightened 2. Frightened, I believe, goes down to the end of your turn every
Every
turn.
turn
Yes,
is
that's
one, yeah.
correct.
And it's just it's much like sickened, a bit of a penalty on everything.
Unless you have the bravery thing and then it's by 2.
Then it's reduced a lot and you recover quicker. Okay. So your AC will be lowered by 2 from that, Trent.
Okay.
And it is going
Perfect.
to attempt to beak you.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's going to be 20
Hit.
34.
Crit.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And that's Okay, the roll on the damage is totally acceptable. That's going to be 20. Oh, no, wait. I did that math wrong. It's going to be 46 points of damage
Okay.
Yikes.
as it sinks its beak right into you. And that's its whole turn. Scream, move, strike. Nikolai.
Nikolai is going to cast.
Unfortunately, you do have light around it now because Arthur's sword is lighting the target.
Holy light.
What's the range? 100 feet, right?
120 feet.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah. You get a lot of use out of holy light.
See, 17. I missed it last time. 28.
That's a hit.
This is good.
Exactly.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh my.
This thing's, no pun intended, bit of a beast.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Just
Bit
a
of a
bit.
beast of Shattershield. All right, on deck, obviously, Jonas.
15 points of damage.
Okay. Pretty
And then
solid.
with my last action, I'll give some guidance to my boy Jonas.
Awesome.
Okay. J. Jonas Jameson.
J. Jonas Jameson Jr. will jingle his bracelet of dashling.
Oh, nice.
you
One
activate
action.
it?
I thought I took it.
I have
He
one.
had one himself.
he already has one,
Yeah,
yeah.
I had one
Yeah.
myself.
Oh, that's cool.
That's why he didn't want that one.
Yeah, I was like,
That's
two.
fair.
Gonna ching ching.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Makes you really fast.
I need a spell that's got some distance on it.
Yeah, what do you got that's got like 100 feet to it?
Yeah,
I
it's
need
85 feet, I think, to it. Oh, no, not now. Now it's 70 because it moved.
Moved up 15.
Yeah, so Arthur's at 70 feet.
I'm gonna reach out and haste the cleric.
Oh, okay. Nikolai is hasted.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty
Cool,
dope.
cool.
All right, Lucky, it's your turn.
Lucky's going to start maneuvering. What is this over here?
That's a pool of water.
Go swimming.
No.
Drink it.
Cats don't like water.
That's true.
Oh, nice.
That was a good joke. Go with I am the night patch. All right. So it looks like Lucky is sort of working his way
Yeah.
up to the north side of the cave, sneaking up there. Being fully invisible really helps. Getting up.
I used all 3 actions to move.
Nice.
Okay. Move it to the north side of the cave.
Is that just like a tunnel?
Yep,
over
another
to the
tunnel
north?
moving up to the north.
Okay, that's where I'm moving towards.
Arthur, it's your turn.
Arthur is just going to attack.
Yeah. You're like full health, right?
Yeah. Yeah. He's definitely not at 1/3 already.
Hey, come on. Attack, lay on hands. That's a full it's a good turn.
Yeah. So he's going to attack with two-handed bastard sword.
All right.
Miss.
You sure?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
17.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah,
a
that was-
critical
that was-
miss.
Yeah, that was a miss. Way less. And he's just going to, I guess, lay on hands himself.
Okay.
How
Well,
much does that heal?
now it's
18.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
it helps.
something.
Now it's the beast's turn. Beast is going to try some shit here.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to hit you with its claw.
Okay.
Or sorry, its talon.
Just one talon, single.
Yes. Ooh, real good roll here.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be 38.
Am I still?
You're now frightened
From this-
1. And you are no longer
Mhm.
frightened.
So it's only -1.
Yeah. Okay. So my AC is lowered by 1.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. 38.
Yeah.
Miss. Critical hit.
Okay. Wow, just a whole lot of answers there. Okay. Let me grab my D10s. Don't get to use those a lot. Fun dice. Okay. That's going to be... How much? Wow, that's... You know what? I better. 48 points of damage.
Okay.
Plus grab.
Arthur's down.
Oh,
But I mean, you can still grab him.
no. Okay, I guess second action will then be 30 feet of movement towards Jonas and Nikolai. Oh, this has gone poorly.
We'll see.
Okay. Trent is counting that out for me, and then we'll do another 30 feet of movement. Because it doesn't have a lot in the way of ranged attacks. Cool. And that makes it Nikolai's turn.
Okay. Later, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Jason's getting onto the table. Looks like Nikolai is going to run around, giving himself a little bit of buffer to the north of the owlbear running deeper into the cavern, placing himself right now over to the northwest corner of Arthur.
And with my fourth action, I'm going
All right, because
to
you're hasted.
do a little bit of battle medicine.
Oh, nice. Good fucking action economy.
Oh, yeah. That's good. You just keep playing.
yeah.
I'll tell you how much you get.
Okay, that makes it
It's a
Jonas's
crit.
turn. Oh, fuck yeah.
Everyone sprinted away. Jonas is standing face to face with the
It's
snake.
okay. See you, man.
I went invisible. I went invisible. Nikolai just sprints past.
Are you interested in a frog?
Yeah.
But I can also just see him being like, and like
Yeah.
just fucking preparing.
That's pretty
I'm
dope.
also going to cast haste on myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good call.
And then use your remaining 2 actions to book it.
You
Where are you
going in?
booking it into?
I'm going to move. So I activated my bracelets.
Yeah, you did.
So move me 70 feet.
Actually, tell you what, Ryan, why don't you go ahead and move yourself, because we're going to switch over to Lucky's
That's
turn.
fair.
Sounds
And
good.
we'll
Okay.
play on Mike. All right, you go move your miniature. All right, Lucky, it's your turn. You're watching hasted cat spellcasters just like hauling ass into this cave. Arthur, I'm not surprised, like narratively, like Arthur full of fury, just knocked down by essentially a regional kaiju.
Yeah. I'm gonna delay.
To fight monsters, we had to become monsters ourselves. All right, well, it's about to be Arthur's turn with however many hit points Jason has spent time calculating.
I've had to go look it up. It's a lot.
All those turns went so quick, we did not give Jason a ton of
I know.
time to do this.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm sorry I delayed. I shouldn't have done that. That's
No,
fine.
no.
That's fine.
It's the
dare
right
you.
thing. This is not a fight where there's a lot of room to make mistakes.
Right. I'm trying not to.
This is an extremely Dark Souls fight.
Yes.
And to be fair, having played a lot of Elden Ring with Trent, this is how we handle bosses, and it
Yep.
usually works a lot like
Yep.
this. We show up, we swing, we get
Get away as far.
We get
as
ratioed.
far as
One of
possible.
us gets hit, and the other they run away, and so the other one starts hitting it.
47.
Okay.
Oh, 37. Sorry, plus 10. 37.
damn.
Okay.
But that's not
Alright.
even, that's just
Yeah.
administering first aid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Arthur, you
was
come
dope.
to Nikolai above you. Your sword is on the ground,
he-
smoldering.
Jumps up, grabs the sword, and I think he wants to go do the same thing and just charge it, but he's starting to get a little bit clear mind now,
Mm-hmm.
and he's just going to yell. Actually,
This is yours.
he's going to lay on hands, and he's going to sort of. He's going. He picks up the sword.
Mm-hmm.
Narratively, not mechanically.
Sure.
Picks up the sword, sort of runs a hand across himself, and then two hands the sword.
So
And
stand,
just,
pick up,
sort of prepares.
stand, pick up, lay on hands.
Yep.
Cool. Nice and simple. Now it's the beast. I was just like, "Rrr."
You made a joke about cats and you got a pet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I was like, how
He was
did I
like,
get
what is
this?
that for? And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, there was
I
like,
was like, I don't
go-
know either.
yeah, Ryan whispered, go for a swim, and you just, while continuing to cut your movement, just when cats don't like water. I was like, that was funny.
That's really good.
All right, well, now the beast is going to whip back around, full Dark Souls style. How many spaces does it take to get back? All right, we got Jared checking for us. We have to get in base contact.
7, I think.
Will save, please.
So you're
Oh,
about
On the reflex.
shit.
You're
We're going to do
45.
this until it
you're
works.
45 away.
Okay. Okay, here we go.
Well, we're 40 away from Nikolai. 45 away from
Okay, and this is a will save.
Arthur.
Yes, sir.
This thing's got a really... Damn, this thing's a beast.
I think owlbears have goodwill. don't they?
25?
Hold on. Let me see.
Does it get something on a just failure,
they
not
can-
crit, or a success, but not crit success?
I lost the spell. Where'd it go?
Sorcerers losing
it's
spells.
Okay. Success. And I read. The creature is unaffected.
Cool.
Boo.
Cool. But it will take 2 movements to get up.
Okay.
I just need. Fail it. That'd be the perfect
would've been
time.
huge, yeah.
The perfect time.
So 2 actions to get all the way up there. I'm gonna roll a dice.
How long am I hasted?
Until we're all dead.
All right.
Uh-huh.
All right, it's gonna go for Nikolai.
3 rounds.
Okay.
It's gonna swing a claw at you. Talon. 29.
Hit.
Not a crit?
Nope.
Liberating step.
Oh,
Nice.
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 Liberate that.
Off
So
step.
that'll
tank.
also reduce it by 10, right? Or by 7?
7.
Yeah.
Okay, got my fucking D10s.
I
Oh,
don't think I'll
God.
5-foot step that way.
This is a stressful day. Well, Jason, you have the Dark One's own luck. 15 damage. This is the lowest damage I've rolled.
Minus
period.
7?
-7.
-7. 8 points of
Nice.
damage.
We can
Yeah.
totally deal with this.
That's its whole turn. And Nikolai, it's now your turn, and you're not adjacent to it.
Oh, can I unhold?
Oh, yeah, you want to go now?
Yeah. I'm going to go right to the mouth of that tunnel,
Uh-huh.
and then I'm going to study it.
Okay. This is a nature check. What's your bonus?
Yeah, nature is
We got this.
9.
Okay. It's an owlbear, but it's something is clearly different about it. Like, this is a pretty unique variant owlbear. So
Yeah,
you're not
yeah.
going to get a specific effect. You don't succeed on making it flat-footed.
Okay, that's
However,
okay.
it is flat-footed to you because you're invisible.
Right.
And you just get some general owlbear facts, which is they're big. The biggest thing is they're slow. Like their reflex isn't awesome.
Okay. I'm just going to straight up attack him.
Okay. You've got high ground, so you ignore shit cover. It's off guard to you. Not feeling good
Rolls
about
are
it?
not good.
Okay.
Do I do it? I mean, I got it. I got to use it. I'm using
Yeah.
the patch.
Okay.
I rolled the exact same thing.
Oh, what's the total?
20. 20.
Ah, yeah, it's a miss. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
All right.
I'm uninvisibled.
Yep. J. Jonas Jr.
Jay Jonas Jr. is going to do the ever classy Smappy the Frog.
Yes.
Oh, in a flanking position.
Drop Smappy right there. Jonas is going to move 7 spaces, kind of diagonally towards the skirting the water.
Oh, so down to the southeast.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Smappy is going to tongue
Yep.
attack
Now, is this for damage or for grab?
just for grab.
Okay.
That's going to be a 26.
Because it's off guard, that hits.
And
Awesome.
Can you grab a creature more than 2 sizes larger than you?
Let
Not
me
unless
look.
you have Titan Wrestler.
Does it have Titan Wrestling?
I got
That'd be hilarious.
1 size larger.
That's true.
That's,
Yeah, it's only one
that
size
is-
larger.
That's
It's
true.
big.
That's true.
Yeah, because it's
Yep.
large.
That's
Smappy!
awesome. That's awesome.
So
And
Smappy
then
has it.
Smappy's second attack's going to bite.
It is it is
Oh,
grabbed.
hold on. I want to make sure I'm getting these. I didn't have this.
-2?
It doesn't change for you, but like now it is off guard to everyone.
Yeah.
And if it tries to move away, it'll first have to deal with Smappy. So if kiting comes up,
Okay, so then the bite
yep, it's just like all the summons we use in Elden Ring.
misses.
Okay,
Yep.
Arthur, it's your turn.
Arthur is going to swing his ass off.
Swing, swing for the tank. Yep.
God damn it. 18.
Oh yeah, that's a miss.
I'm getting a lot of single digits all of a sudden. All right.
Yeah, you cooled off tonight.
I know. Okay. 22.
Oh yeah, that's a miss. This thing's AC is great.
Damn it.
You got one action left. What are you gonna do?
He's going to lay on hands himself.
You're not
Yep.
gonna 5-foot step back?
Nope.
Okay. Now it's the bear's turn.
Yep.
But I think to find out what the bear does,
Oh, man.
you gotta tune in next week.
I
have such a good setup.
The Live to Die podcast is a production of Live to Die Gaming. Follow us on social media at Live to Die Pod. Want to support us? Check us out at patreon.com/live to die pod. Thanks for listening. Tune in next week for more.